Hey everyone, it's Chris. In this video, we're going to be talking about paintbrush versus paint sprayer. We'll be going over some of the key points and try to help you decide which one may be best for your project. Most of us all know what a paintbrush is, but what's a paint sprayer? A paint sprayer pulses high amounts of air pressure, up to 3000 psi, through the paint to atomize it into a controlled spray pattern. Atomizing being microscopic droplets of paint. The tip of any spray gun has a small hole that again breaks up the paint into a fan-shaped spray pattern of tiny droplets. So now you have the basics of how a paint sprayer works, and it's probably still sounding pretty good to you. But before you leap into it, let's go over the pros and cons between brush versus sprayer. Paintbrush. Let's talk about some of the pros. You get really good control, has great adhesion, gets paints into really tight places, gives you even and uniform coverage. Now that we've looked at some of the pros, let's look at some of the cons. It can be slow and tedious, usually requires more than one coat, can also leave brush marks if you're not careful. So now that we've talked about some of the pros and cons of paintbrush, let's talk about paint sprayer. 10 times faster than a paintbrush. Usually a one coat coverage, no brush marks, and can get into hard to paint areas. So that's some of the pros. Let's go over some of the cons. You need prep time and cleanup time. You can get uneven coverage, uses much more paint, and sometimes poor adhesion. Another thing you have to consider with a sprayer is if you're going to need an extension cord. And if you are, make sure it's long enough in order to reach the area that you need to cover. So now that we talked about some pros and cons, let's go over a few tips. So anytime you're using a sprayer, you got to make sure you have the proper safety gear. You're going to want either a mask, respirator, definitely safety glasses for any overspray, and this information as well will be in your owner's manual, so don't forget to refer back to that. So one thing you want to make sure you do is read the instructions on the can regarding the paint as to whether it needs to be thinned in order to be used in a sprayer or not, and as well what surface preparation is required. So which did we think came out on top? The truth is both of them. So depending on whether you're looking for speed, consistency, and price point is an issue, then maybe sprayer is the way to go. But if it's a small project and you're looking for something really detailed and you don't want to invest a lot of money, then paintbrush is going to be the answer for you. All these points you will have to take into consideration for your next project. Thanks very much for watching. We hope that the points we've shown you today help you decide which may be best for you, paintbrush or paint sprayer. And for more great videos, don't forget to subscribe. And while you're at it, swing over to Fix.com and check out our blog.